Hello and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more daily gaming news. Myself, Marta. Today is still the 31st of March and I have some news for you today regarding Watch Dogs. As according to Ubisoft, a demo for the game will not be available ahead of its release, and this comes from the project's creative director. And basically he responded to a ton of questions via Twitter, and this was Jonathan Morin, by the way, and he said that that the studio was not building a demo of the game for any supported platforms. And he said to one fan, quote, "Doing demos takes time. The focus is on the game. You'll see more footage before release. Be patient and thanks for your passion." And then he said to another fan, "There are no demo planned before release. Sorry for the wait. I'm doing my best." Now, while this is surprising because very few games seem to have demos these days, it is a little bit disappointing for those of us on PC. Now, on console, it's still fairly important to have a demo, at least in my opinion, but it's more important on the PC for one vital reason, and that sometimes you just don't know if it's going to run properly on your machine. Now, yes, you could look at the specifications and the requirements of the game and say, oh yeah, that looks like it'll be okay on my machine. I'll buy it and then, let's see how it goes. But there's no way to predict if it's going to run well. Sometimes you more than meet the technical specifications of the game and it still runs like arse because of some driver problem, or it doesn't support that particular graphics card or something. And yes, sometimes a patch is usually given. If it's Nvidia, they usually are pretty good at about patching out issues like that when a new game is released. They do tend to time their updates with a big release, such as say Watch Dogs. But say if you don't actually understand that jargon of the technical specifications all that well, and you're not actually sure if you can make it run on your machine or how well it's going to run even. You could run it, but what settings do I need? There are times when you don't want to risk spending what's probably going to be about £40 roughly. Depends on the version, of course. It's probably going to be about £40 on PC or so is my guess. I don't know. I'm a crystal ball handy. I'm just saying £40 because that sounds about right for a AAA release. Maybe a bit less, 35 maybe. But regardless, you're spending a fair chunk of money, and for some people that's going to be like rolling the dice to see whether or not it runs on their machine. And a demo is useful for that one thing, really. You can run it, okay, play around with the settings, okay, no, it doesn't really run that well. I should wait till they sort it out or whatever. So while I can see why Ubisoft are not too keen on having a demo, as it does take development time, it obviously does take money, but I still think it's important for the PC at least to have a demo. On console, it's more of a case of, am I going to like the game, which is still important, don't get me wrong. However, of course, there are going to be many ways to find that out via let's plays and previews and reviews and rah, but no one can tell you if it's going to run on your machine or not. They can take a good guess, but sometimes these things just happen. That's why graphic settings exist on PC. So it's a bit of a shame, but I'm not too surprised. Very few games have demos these days, and to be honest, it's a bit of a shame, as I think big releases like this really should have them, but that's just me. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.